Hi, I'm Dr. Tom Salmon. Today we're going to be talking about presenting a homeopathic primer. Homeopathy is a natural medicine system that was presented to us by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann in the late 18th century and is still active today. It addresses the whole person, not just the injured or sick part of the person do we deal with, but we're actually dealing with the whole body, mind, spirit of the person. We look at the totality of the symptoms that the patient may be presenting and recommend a remedy that would deal with the whole being so that the body will cure itself. In homeopathy, we talk about the vital force. That's the power within us that drives the being. It's that force that makes us all uniquely different in this human experience. The vital force, or in chiropractic as we call it, the innate intelligence, is what we're looking to treat, not the symptom, but the totality of the symptom, which actually tells the story of the ailing vital force. By matching the totality of the symptoms with the remedy picture that is appropriate, we can actually allow the vital force to heal the body, much like in chiropractic where we reduce the subluxation and it allows the innate intelligence to do the healing in the body. Homeopathy is very much the same. And one of the first principles we want to talk about in homeopathy is the idea of similar suffering. And what do I mean by that? But it's the old thing, let like cure like. This idea goes way back to the time of Pericles. But Samuel Hahnemann used this when he was working with Peruvian bark, which is a China officinalis. Peruvian bark was used for malaria. The idea is that a substance that can produce disease in a healthy person can actually elicit a healing response in a person who's suffering from a similar disease. The practitioner tries to match the symptom picture of the person that is suffering with the remedy picture and match the two so that the person can actually heal themselves. In homeopathy, we'd like to pay attention to the symptom patterns that are especially strange, rare, or peculiar. In homeopathy, less is way more. We're looking really to kickstart the body so that it starts to function on its own again. Very much opposed to the idea where you might take blood pressure medicine so that it controls your blood pressure. In homeopathy, we'll be looking to enhance your body so your own innate ability, your own vital force, corrects the problem that you're having. Homeopathy, sometimes the idea is compared to that of a vaccination, but really a vaccination compared to a homeopathic dose is something like a 55-gallon drum of oil. It's that big compared to a homeopathic dose. The third principle I'd like to talk about today in homeopathy is that of the potentized remedy. That is, how is a remedy made? Let's say we were going to make some, what we know in homeopathy is Arnica montana, or herbalists might know it as leopard's bane. And we would go up into the Rocky Mountains and we would find some leopard's bane, or Arnica montana. We would take the leaves and we would grind them up and we would make let's say a 1 cc mixture of leopard's bane, water, and a little bit of alcohol. What we do with that 1 cc is we would put it in a 100 cc vial, fill it up with 99 milliliters of water. Right, we would do a shaking and striking protocol. And from that, we would then take 1 cc of that mixture, put it in another 100 cc vial, and put 99 cc's of water in there and do a shaking and striking, and that would be 2C. Okay? Many times when you go to the health food store, you're going to be buying something that's 6C, 30C, 200C. Each time we do that process, it goes up 1 more C. So from that 2C, we took mixture, we would take 1 cc of that mixture, then put it in the next vial, put 99 milliliters of water in that, and do a shaking and striking protocol. And that is potentizing the remedy. So what's actually going on at this point is we're each time progressively there is less remedy. It's more dilute chemically. But what's going on is energetically the power of that remedy is improving, or getting greater would be the better word. It's becoming potentized. Okay. Now we keep doing this process. By the time you hit around 24C, if you were to hire a an organic chemist or something and have them analyze this mixture and find out what's in it, generally they can't find anything in there because it's so little chemically in there. But the energy of that has really, really increased. So we go on doing this. Typically in the health food store you see a lot of 30C remedies. So that has happened 30 times, that shaking and striking protocol, and basically nobody could find anything that's in there, but the energetics of it is really what's important. Now the energetics in Arnica montana is that of healing strains, sprains, anything that causes swelling or any type of shock to the body. So it's increasing in its potential to heal that. So the remedy is getting stronger in its potential to heal as we go up. So we have this mixture, and then we take the water, or not we, but the company takes this mixture and sprays it on pellets, and you're able to buy this in the store, and it's labeled, and it's all ready to go. The job of the homeopath is going to be to figure out the totality of your symptoms, the parts that are different, the things that may be strange, rare, peculiar in your case, and match that to the remedy picture that we may have, and then match those remedies. Once that's done, then the homeopath has to figure out the potency, whether or not 6C, 30C, or 200C is going to be the proper potency for you. And the way we figure that out is it really has a lot to do with the intensity that the symptom pattern is coming out of the patient. We want to match that with the intensity of the power of the remedy, and we want that to make a nice match. So that's where experience comes in. And the body, when we can match that vital energies expression with the expression of the remedy, we then bring it all together and the vital energy heals the person. Now some homeopaths like to talk about the body and its vital energy. When they're doing that, they like to use the analogy of the balloon, whereas the balloon itself, the plastic part, is the patient, the vital energy is the air within, and the condition that the patient or the person has is the leak in that balloon. So the air leaking out is symbolic of the disease or the symptom. There was a great homeopathic doctor way back. His name was Constantine Herring, and he talked about the force of gentleness is great, and that's apropos to homeopathy because it's always less is more. There's a few principles I'd like to talk about now in general healing, and you can use this not just in homeopathy but in any other healing that you may be doing. The first thing is that the body, when it's getting better, tends to externalize disease. That means that we go from being sick inward as we heal at a deeper level and then outwardly. Many times people have skin conditions and we get all upset about these skin conditions because they're ugly, but actually it's the body externalizing disease. Skin condition will kill you, most anyway, but things that are deeper inside can really upset your life or maybe take you out. So that general principle is that if you see the process going from inside to the outside, the patient's generally doing better. The idea, the principle that Constantine Herring talked about was that symptoms coming to the surface are curative, that the body heals from the vital organs outward to the less vital organs. In general, you can use this principle, say you have children with colds. Let's say that a person gets a cold and it's in their nose and it lasts for 7 days. That's reasonably good resistance. A person gets a cold in their nose and within a day or two it's right in their throat. You know that the resistance isn't doing so well. And you hear about people that say, it always goes right to my throat and then immediately into my lungs. This person does not have good resistance at all, and pneumonia can be potentially fatal. So you really want to increase the vital energy of that person and help them heal. So if you were to give a homeopathic remedy, let's say you were going to treat somebody who has an upper respiratory problem, you would know they were doing better. Let's say if they had a cough, you gave them a homeopathic prescription and they used that for a few days, and then next thing you know is that the cough has decreased, but now they have a little more sore throat and a little more mucus in the nose. You know that you've done the right thing. You know that the person, it's going to the surface, and this is an important principle. The other thing to know is that if you gave a remedy and it didn't change at all, it may be time to rethink either the potency or the remedy itself. In times when, let's say you're treating somebody who has a nasal condition, and you give them a prescription, or even vitamins and things like that, and it now starts to go down into the throat, you know you're not doing the right thing, and you just have to change course. So the idea that the body externalizing, and that's curative, is really an important principle to remember. And the converse is true, where if it's going in deeper, you know you need to change course. So I'd like to give you a quick overview of, let's make a very simplistic example. Something happens every day. Let's say you're home and the phone's ringing and you're running for the phone and you stub your toe on a piece of furniture on your way to grab that phone in a hurry, and you go, that's a really strong, intense feeling, and we've all had that. So we would probably use Arnica montana, which is a remedy which is used for acute injury where we know something's going to swell very quickly. Of course, we would want to use Arnica montana, and we'd be more apt to use a 200C, which is a stronger dose, because we're trying to, a stronger potency, because we're trying to match the intensity with which the situation has happened. Let's say, let's contrast that with the idea of, let's say you went to the gym, and you've been working out for a while, but you decide you're going to ramp it up a little bit more. You're going to do a few more reps. You're going to run an extra half mile, and now you're kind of sore and achy. Well, once again, that is basically a factor of inflammation, and Arnica montana would very much be indicated. You may be more apt to use a 30C than a 200C, where the symptom was very acute. And I just want to help you get a feel for how we come up with the potencies. Homeopathy is a very interesting subject, and I really enjoy it a lot. I'm going to be posting on the website some typical homeopathic pictures and some conditions that you can use at home for everyday non-life-threatening conditions, or for some wellness properties also. So feel welcome to use the information on the website for your everyday things. But for conditions that are more serious or more complex, feel free to contact myself, and we can help you out with that, or we refer you back to your own doctor. Thank you.